I've been collecting local access television recordings for about 6 years now. It started as a joke. A friend gave me a box of VHS tapes he found at a garage sale. Old recordings from a community access station in rural Pennsylvania. Channel 14. The kind of station that ran church services, high school football, and public meetings at 3 in the morning. Most of the tapes were exactly what you'd expect. Bad camera work, worse audio, people talking to cameras that weren't recording. But on the 7th tape, something was different. The recording started normally, a community calendar segment, upcoming events at the local library. But at the 12-minute mark, the feed cut to static. When it returned, the image was different. The resolution was lower. The color was wrong, shifted toward green. And the audio had a quality I can only describe as wet, like the microphone was underwater. The footage showed an empty room, a basement maybe, concrete walls, a single fluorescent light. The camera was fixed, pointing at a corner of the room. Nothing happened for 30 seconds. Then, a door at the edge of the frame opened. Not all the way, just enough to suggest something was on the other side. The door stayed open for exactly 10 seconds. Then it closed. The recording ended. I went back through every tape in the box. I found similar segments on 4 of them, always at different timestamps, always preceded by static, always showing an empty room from a fixed camera angle, always with a door that opens and closes. But each time, the room was different. A different basement, a different hallway, a different empty space. And each time, the door opened a little wider. On the last tape, the door opened fully. The room beyond it was dark, and in the darkness, at the very edge of visibility, there was a shape. Standing, waiting. I started looking for more recordings. I found a dealer online who specializes in abandoned broadcast material. He had boxes of tapes from defunct stations across the country. I bought everything he had. I started a database. I cataloged the anomalies. I found a pattern. The corrupted segments appeared on tapes from 17 different stations across 9 states. They shared the same characteristics, the same green color shift, the same wet audio quality, the same fixed camera angle, the same door. But the rooms were always different, and the figure in the darkness grew more defined with each recording. Early tapes showed only a shape. Later tapes showed a silhouette. The most recent tape I found, from a station in Ohio that went off the air in 2003, showed a figure that was almost clear, almost human. The face was obscured, but the posture was wrong. The arms were too long. The head was tilted at an angle that suggested the neck didn't work the way a neck should. I contacted the dealers. I asked where the tapes came from. Most didn't know. They bought in bulk from estate sales and storage unit auctions. But one dealer told me something I haven't been able to forget. He said the tapes came from a single storage unit in West Virginia. The unit had been rented by a man who worked for a small broadcast engineering company in the 90s. The man disappeared in 2004. His family cleared out the unit and donated everything to charity. The tapes ended up in a garage sale, then in my collection. The man's name was Gerald Voss. I found his engineering license in a state database. He worked for a company called Signal Path Communications. The company installed and maintained broadcast equipment for small stations across the eastern United States. They went bankrupt in 2001. Their equipment was liquidated, their clients scattered. But Gerald Voss kept recording. He kept capturing something on the equipment he'd installed. Something that wasn't part of any broadcast. Something that appeared on the signal when no one was transmitting. I don't know what Gerald found. I don't know what he was recording. But I know this. The figure in the dark rooms is getting clearer. The door is opening wider. The signal is getting stronger. And I've started to notice something in my own recordings. When I leave a camera running overnight, there are frames I didn't record. Frames that show my room empty from an angle I didn't set up. Frames that show something standing in the corner. Something that looks almost human. Something that's getting less almost by the day. The broadcast never stopped. Gerald just stopped being able to contain it. The signal is everywhere now, on every frequency, in every recording. You just have to know where to look. And once you see it, you can't stop seeing it. The figure in the corner. The door that opens. The signal that never ends. Someone is always transmitting. Something is always watching. The only question is when you'll notice it on your screen. When you'll see the frame that doesn't belong. When you'll realize that the room in the recording is your room. And the figure in the corner is standing right behind you.